This is one of a series of Good Answers presentations, providing evidence to answer skeptical challenges to the Bible's accuracy. Today we will look into a case where an excavation had been completed, but its find was misinterpreted. The archaeologist who corrected it was Eilat Mazar, an Israeli who has been credited with some spectacular finds. Let's begin with the media frenzy. Can a wall trigger excitement? Well, this one did, and from all over. New Orleans, National Geographic, UPI News, Red Orbit, whatever that is, Hebrew University in Jerusalem, Live Science, and the French News Service. And here is Dr. Mazar with that famous wall. It's 220 feet long and 19 high, and constructed of huge stones, as you can see here. The wall was equipped with gatehouses at intervals to enhance its defense, and an exposed corner capped with a tower tells something of the perimeter it enclosed. Mazar points out that it must have been done under the order from a king, since jar handles found with it are stamped to the king. But which king? We will see. This huge model of ancient Jerusalem lets us see where this wall segment was located. Dr. Mazar attributes its building to King Solomon, quoting in support this passage in 1 Kings. Solomon made an alliance with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and married his daughter. He brought her to the city of David until he finished building his palace and the temple of the Lord and the wall around Jerusalem. But of course, this may not be the wall construction mentioned in the scripture passage. Still, there is further evidence for her identification, as Dr. Mazar was ready to present. She pointed out to the reporters, "The city wall that has been uncovered testifies to a ruling presence. Its strength and form of construction indicate a high level of engineering." And she continued, "A comparison of this latest finding with city walls and gates from the period of the first temple, that is, of course, the one built under Solomon, as well as pottery found at the site, enable us to postulate with a great degree of assurance that the wall that has been revealed is that which was built by King Solomon in Jerusalem in the latter part of the 10th century BCE. But then something in this seems puzzling. It's in Mazar's next statement in the press release. The excavations were carried out over a 3-month period. Archaeology students from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, as well as volunteer students from the Herbert W. Armstrong College in Edmond, Oklahoma, and hired workers all participated in the excavation work. A 220-foot wall excavated in just 3 months? Archaeology doesn't move that fast, especially with volunteers. But somehow they accomplished all that, right? But no, the site had been dug before, twice in fact, as appears in the press release. Archaeologists have excavated the fortifications in the past, first in the 1860s, and more recently in the 1980s. Oh, then how is this such an important find? But Mazar claimed her dig was the first complete excavation and the first to turn up strong evidence for the wall's age, a large number of pottery shards, which archaeologists often use to figure out the age of findings. If this pottery dating business isn't very familiar, a chart may help. A great deal of information about ancient pots has been obtained from Israeli excavations over many years, and charts like this summarize it. Each row shows examples of the style dominant in a given era, more recent at the top and going back to very early. The style of the fragments Mazar found with the wall matches these, and that is King Solomon's era. So there we are, a huge wall that Solomon commissioned during his reign, hiding in plain sight, excavated by archaeologists over a generation ago, and dated from what they could see. They judged it to be from around the time of Hezekiah or Josiah, 3 centuries later. And then a third dig turns up pottery fragments that can be dated to Solomon's time. It's often said that archaeologists dig for truth, and so they do. And this time, it was Eilat Mazar who found it, and during her career, she found much more. From a family of archaeologists, she compiled a remarkable record of finds. They include the probable palace of King David, walls from the reigns of Solomon and Nehemiah, and, amazing to relate, a seal impression of King Hezekiah that shows his gratitude to God for his miraculous delivery from death. Perhaps these successes came from her biblical focus. She famously said, "I work with the Bible in one hand and the tools of excavation in the other, and I try to consider everything." Rest in peace, Dr. Mazar. Those of us who seek biblical truth owe you a lot. If you want to know more about her accomplishments, see my videos Up or Down and History in Hezekiah. If you have questions about this lecture, or any of the others in the Good Answer series, you may address them to me, Dr. Jerry C. 4 at yahoo.com.